Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm Dee.
And this week, we go back to that really strange time in Disney live-action movies, circa Inspector Gadget, where everything was really weird and oddly sexual.
George of the Jungle from 1997.
Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows where he's from. But everybody knows
George!
where he's headed.
Watch out for
George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree. Watch out for that.
I give you the king of the jungle.
Okay, I need to hear what you thought about this movie.
It's funny. I like it. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought I was going to hate it. And the more we got into it, I was like, oh, these stupid things are funny.
Okay.
And it was a lot like Inspector Gadget, which, for a reason, but it was a lot better than Inspector Gadget.
I fucking love this movie. You know why?
It's not bad.
Because I really appreciate just how much they lean into how stupid it is.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. At first, I was
no, it's...
But then there was, okay. So the lion scene was too stupid and too long, and I was like, oh, this movie's going to be terrible.
No.
But then they did everything else with, like, the comedic pace that they needed to have the whole time.
Yeah. No, this movie is so dumb and fun, and it's not a good movie, but it's fun.
It's fine.
I really like this movie.
It's fine. I can't believe Leslie Mann is in this movie.
Well, she married Judd Apatow, like, this same year. This is the year she married Judd Apatow.
Yeah, but he was nobody then, still.
I know, but
I mean, he had written some movies and some TV shows and stuff, but I mean, he was still just nobody. He wasn't Judd motherfucking Apatow at this point.
No, but she was nobody. That's what I'm saying. Like,
was she, though? She was in Cable Guy.
But I don't think that was, like, a super popular movie at the time, was it?
That was popular with me. I thought she was a pretty big deal, I thought. I don't know, I'm just saying she was a star in a huge movie.
I think that she just likes doing weird parts. And this movie, I'm sure she read the script and was like, this movie is ridiculous. Because it is. And this movie, I don't know, it's just...
It is ridiculous.
This movie's great.
It's stupid, but it's really funny. There are some so funny little biting pieces.
I know you're upset. And so am I, but we can't force her to marry someone against her will.
Why not?
Okay, and I'm just going to say it just because I don't want to forget to say it. One of the funniest lines of the movie is when the dad says, oh, that woman's a pain in my ass.
Yeah, that's really, really funny.
About the mom. And there's a lot of funny bits in it, but let me read the synopsis really quick.
All right, let's do it.
George of the Jungle. Family, comedy, action, adventure. Deep in the heart of the African jungle, a baby named George, the sole survivor of a plane crash, is raised by gorillas. George grows up to be a buff and lovable klutz who has a rainforest full of animal friends. Tukey, his big-beaked toucan messenger. Ape, a talking gorilla who's smarter than your average rocket scientist. And Shep, a gray-haired peanut-loving pooch of an elephant. When poachers mess with George's pals, the king of swing swings into action. But before you can say, watch out for that tree, George comes face to face with a few vine-covered obstacles. Contains tobacco descriptions.
Buff.
Now, there's just so many great things in this movie. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, there's some things that are great. There are a few things I don't like, but not too many.
I'm curious to hear what those are.
I didn't like the elephant being the dog.
Oh my god,
why couldn't he have had like a hyena or...
No, it's so funny. I love it.
No, I think that was lame. The elephant could have been like his uncle. Because elephants are so intelligent. I didn't like the cartoonish elephant description.
But see, I kind of liked it because I
would have rather him had a laughing hyena dog.
That could have been okay, but I just feel as though they leaned so hard into the ridiculousness, it made sense to me.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Didn't like it. Don't care for it. So, our director, Sam Wiseman, who we'll be seeing again, because he did D2.
We already watched D2.
Oh, we did already watch D2?
Yeah, the one where they play the...
Okay, I'm sorry. We've done enough movies now. I can't recall the movies that we've seen.
that's the one where it's like Cool Emilio.
No, I remember Cool Emilio. Now I remember. But he also did Dickie Roberts and The Out-of-Towners. And a movie that I haven't seen, but I'm actually interested in watching called Bye Bye Love. I read the description while I was looking at it, and I was like...
Where does that sound familiar?
Well, it has like a whole bunch of stars in it.
Is Tom Hanks in that?
No, it has Randy Quaid and Paul Reiser and Janine Garofalo. I was like, how have I not seen this? Like, I need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Either way, that's our guy. I mean, D2, you know. Well, and Dickie Roberts, low-key, I think that's a really funny movie.
So, that's the one with David Spade,
yeah,
right?
David Spade is a child star, and I think that movie's hilarious.
I've never seen it,
Love it. Find it funny that he hates... that he's known for being,
Cusco?
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Alrighty. Hate your hair. Not likely. Yikes. 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 And let me guess, you have a great personality.
Why? That movie is hilarious.
He finds it weird.
Well, I imagine because he thinks, like, I've done so much more funny stuff than fucking Cusco.
Well, and he just thinks of himself as... He's very egotistical. It's just how he is.
He's Cusco.
Yeah, he is Cusco.
I mean...
Which makes it even funnier.
So then our writers... There's 3 writers on this movie.
Well, Jay Ward is the guy who came up with George of the Jungle. He's the writer of the original George of the Jungle.
Oh,
and he wrote on, like...
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, because Rocky and Bullwinkle... kind of sprouted the seeds of what became the George of the Jungle cartoon.
I didn't realize, even though I've seen this movie, I guess I didn't realize that George of the Jungle was a cartoon.
Oh my god, that's all I really know it from because I haven't seen this movie. I've only seen I've only seen the actual George of the Jungle.
I've only seen this movie, so
okay.
I had my context is not cartoon. My context is like a ripped Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, my context is 100% cartoon, which it's not that different.
That checks out.
Yeah.
And then Dana Olson wrote Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
And The Burbs, which I actually haven't seen that movie with Tom Hanks.
It's a good movie. Funny.
And then...
Audrey Wells.
Yeah, so she wrote The Kid and The Game Plan.
Yeah, both great movies according to this podcast.
Let's roll that. Do you remember The Game Plan?
I think we both ended up liking it more than we expected to like it. After, no. I think if you remember, once we talked it out, we liked it more than we wrote down.
I think that it's horrible.
No, it was alright.
It's The Rock.
The Rock.
No.
I want to rock.
I think you're remember that's a false. That's like a Mandela effect there for you.
Could be.
No, The Kid is a great movie. Okay, so. This is a really interesting time for Brendan Fraser because this is post all of those Pauly Shore movies, but pre Blast from the Past, which also was another great Brendan Fraser movie, by the way.
But no, the best Brendan Fraser movie is Airheads.
That's like the Pauly Shore era. I'm saying like the
Don't care. That's my favorite. That is by far my favorite Brendan Fraser movie.
That's fine. That can be your favorite.
Have you even seen it?
No, but
exactly. Shut up. That movie's funny as shit.
That's fine.
It has him, Adam Sandler, and the guy with the teeth. The
guy with the
Portlandia,
teeth.
All the time. Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Okay, I'm like, what? Really? Steve Buscemi guy with... I think of Steve Buscemi as the guy with the bug eyes.
I think you could go either way. And then the bad guy is Michael McKean. And that movie is hilarious with two H's.
So it's interesting because you're Brendan, for everything that you think about Brendan Fraser is the Pauly Shore time. I think about Brendan Fraser as Blast from the Past, The Mummy, like kind of a hot Brendan Fraser. That's how I think about Brendan Fraser.
Whoa, wait. You're thinking that what I'm talking about is not hot Brendan Fraser? It definitely is. It's the first... No. The movie I'm talking about is the first time that Brendan Fraser, spoke a lot in a movie. And he's hilarious. He's really good.
No, I'm talking about, sophisticated hot Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, so am I.
No, really? Airheads?
He's in a band. He's the lead singer of a band.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think I also just fell in love with Brendan Fraser for his really tiny part in Now and Then when he plays, the guy, the vet on the street, and he's like, let me tell you, kid, your parents aren't always right. And I was like, oh my god, he's so hot.
For me, he'll always be Link, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he was really great in this movie. He was perfect in this movie.
Yeah, I was actually shocked. Because I had only ever seen the trailers and whatnot and just made fun of this and never saw it in the 90s. I just was like, what the fuck ever.
No, he was really good.
Because all you ever saw was him just smacking in the tree. Like, ooh. He was really funny. He had a lot of really good comedic timing. Really did a good job. Which checks out because I love Brendan Fraser. There's never been a role I'm like, oh, fuck Brendan Fraser.
Everybody loves Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
And Leslie Mann,
she's always Leslie Mann.
Yeah, she just kind of plays like a kind of airheady,
cutesy blonde girl. She's like, hee.
But no, my favorite Leslie Mann is the really tiny part she has in 40-Year-Old Virgin where she's the drunk girl in the car. That's my favorite Leslie Mann.
That is probably mine too.
That tasted like shellfish. Here, blow into this.
No, that's definitely my favorite Leslie Mann bit.
Well, and I really like her in Knocked Up too. She's very funny.
Well, she's really good in This Is 40. She's also this good in Big Daddy.
She's good in everything.
If you've ever seen that stupid movie, she's really good in Big Daddy.
I haven't seen Big Daddy.
It's a good movie. All those Sandler movies are worth watching. Everybody can eat a dick. Except for, what's the one where he's Satan? That one's really... Oh, Little Nicky. That one's terrible. Don't watch that movie.
I don't know anything about that.
It's terrible.
And then Thomas Hayden Church, this guy.
THC from Wings.
Oh, is that where he's from?
That's what he's most known for, because he played a dumb guy named Lowell on Wings. He was like I'm the dumb guy. Kind of like a Kevin McDonald, but like a starring role for Kevin.
Gotcha.
And he just was like the dumb guy, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's super hilarious," which he was really funny as the dumb guy.
He plays like a dumb, like, "Oh, I'm a hot rich guy," but he's not hot. Like, no real person actually thinks he's hot.
Well, no, a lot of people think he's hot with his big old jawline.
No, I just think he looks like a doofus.
90s bitches love this guy.
I know. Okay,
and then haven't you seen him in Sideways? Did you ever see Sideways?
No.
He was one of the wingman characters to Paul Giamatti. That's a good movie. I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
But he's also in Tombstone.
Well, yeah, he plays a really good little part in Tombstone, and he also plays a really good little part in Idiocracy.
I had that too.
Yeah, he's known for that stupid character, but good at playing little characers.
I kind of loved his part in this movie, though.
I hated it, and we'll get to that.
No, I hated it, and I loved it.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
It was great. And then the guide guy, Kwame, Richard...
He was Shaft. Rich Roundtree.
Yeah, Shaft. Well, he's done a ton of stuff, but he's Shaft.
He was in a ton of blaxploitation movies. He's still acting today. If you look at his IMDb, he's still got shit in development today, plus he's just been acting the whole time. This dude has been in 5 million things. If you look at his face, you'll be like, oh, I know that guy.
I know that dude.
He's really good.
Yeah, and he's oddly great for this. I actually could have given him an award for this, but I didn't.
All of the parts with the
guides were hilarious.
Yes.
I couldn't figure out, and I think it's the guy that doesn't have a picture, but the guy who did the most laughing, the middle guy and the guy that got hurt, was hilarious. Yeah. He was perfect for his role, and they didn't even really credit him almost.
Okay, yeah, because the part where he has the camera... And he's basically like, oh, you think I'm dumb because I'm African, but you're a fucking idiot.
And he's like, 100 blah-blah-blahs per person, and we got a deal.
No, he's really good.
Yeah, and it's just sad that might be the only thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I knew I recognized the mother, Holland Taylor, so she's been in a ton of stuff, but I most recognize her from, she's one of the professors in Legally Blonde.
Okay, I couldn't figure out why I recognized her. And then looking her up, I'm like, oh, she's the bitch mom in a million different TV shows, movies, and things.
She's just got one of those faces.
She just always plays a bitch mom.
And she's really good at it.
It looked like half of her credits, the character's name was Evelyn. Which is one of the bitchiest names you can ever come up with.
Evelyn or Linda is the bitch mom name.
Yeah,
sorry totally. Out there, Evelyns and Lindas, but you just got that name. It's
Yeah. And I'm going to shout out the guy who I thought was in a whole bunch more stuff that I recognized him from. The guy that played Thor, the bigger...
sidekick guy.
Well, sidekick bad guy.
Yeah.
White guy.
Henchman guy.
But I recognize him. He was in Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and then he was in almost every episode of ER, which must be where I recognize him from, even though I never really watched ER. But I thought I recognized that guy from a lot more stuff, and no.
No. And then... We, of course, so the guy who voiced Ape, John Cleese. So he's just like Monty Python, right? Is that his thing?
That's his main thing, yeah. You could just say that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that you could replace him and John Oliver and nobody would really notice.
Or Richard Attenborough, but
No, Richard Attenborough has a different British accent.
Oh, they sound the same to me.
Yeah, not to me.
But yeah.
And I could be completely wrong, but...
But, and of course, I didn't... His part is ridiculous, obviously, but I enjoyed it.
The ape? I thought the ape was good. I didn't have any problem with that.
Oh, no, it's ridiculous, but it's good.
I didn't even think it was ridiculous. I just thought it was good.
He did a good job.
Talking ape, yeah. Good job. Talking, reading ape.
Farts and all.
Well, the farts are great. A lot of fart humor late in the movie.
Late in the movie, no earlier. Fart and pee humor late in the movie.
Yeah.
Did you get any fun facts?
I sure did.
Okay, do you want to share them with the class?
So, somehow, this movie got Brendan Fraser his part in The Mummy. Yeah. The guy saw him, and they were like, oh, this guy's perfect for The Mummy. It's like, what?
Did you see The Mummy?
No, I've never seen The Mummy.
Isn't
it on our list?
No, The Mummy is like Paramount or Universal or something.
Oh.
But The Mummy is...
Chef's kiss.
It's the original Mummy. The second one is also good, but the first Mummy... The first Mummy is really fucking good. Right, by the way, we should watch it. All right. Yeah, I saw that too, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, why would you watch this movie and give anybody a part in anything?
Well, because in The Mummy, he plays this kind of like...
Except for Leslie Mann. I could see watching this and being like, oh, you can be a cutesy blonde bitch in any movie.
Yeah, but Brendan Fraser, in The Mummy, he's a very, like, articulate...
That's what I mean.
Charming, like, sexy, like...
Well, isn't he always sexy? Isn't that his thing?
I mean, not now, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. He's a little heavier. He's not sexy.
No, but his face is kind of... He's just older. It's just, he doesn't have that chiseled face anymore.
Wow, you gotta be chiseled to be sexy.
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean. Brendan Fraser's trainer apparently sued him because he didn't mention him in the credits of the movie. And so he was saying, like, oh, I'm the reason that he's so ripped and you didn't mention him.
That's whack, because there's no way that this wasn't all nature for Brendan Fraser.
But he lost, so...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Brendan Fraser had to have been naturally ripped as a young man. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of grew into what he became.
Yep.
The jungle ground throughout this thing where they're landing all over it is made out of mashed potatoes.
That's disgusting. Like,
oh, what? No, that's great. If any of it gets in your mouth, at least you're not going to puke.
I would puke. That's nasty.
Oh, come on. It's mashed potatoes. You're landing in mashed potatoes.
Okay, what do you think the likelihood is that they used instant mashed potatoes?
150%.
Yeah, that's nasty.
No, those are good.
No, they're nasty.
Have you ever had one?
Once.
No. Yeah, they're good.
They're gross.
No.
There were some cutscenes which actually, like, I very clearly remember the trailer for this movie. Oh,
yeah, the trailer I feel like they cut a lot of stuff out of.
Like, but one of the scenes is George saving Ursula from quicksand, and then it's also George with a dog exploring a shopping mall while Ursula was at work, and that scene was cut.
That checks out. Because what happened to her dog?
Do you have any other ones?
Oh, yeah. Ursula's father is Matthew Perry's father in real life. The guy from Friends, which I was like, oh,
they do kind of look alike, I guess.
Yeah. I just thought that was a oddly fun fact.
That is oddly fun. And the last one I have is that Shep is clearly an Indian elephant, not an African elephant.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no, when you look at, he's an Indian elephant.
I don't know the difference.
Indian elephants are smaller, and their ears are smaller, and they're usually a darker color.
Oh, yeah, they're the ugly elephants.
Yeah, African elephants
are actually does make sense.
Yeah.
Because African elephants are the big, majestic, cool elephants that you think of when you think of an elephant.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh yeah, there are Indian elephants that are not... Indian elephants are not the sexy elephant.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not chiseled.
Yeah, they're more like stumpy and weird, like a dog. So, I mean, are we going to swing our way through
Is there any other way to go through this movie? It's got to be swing through it. Come on.
Hello, you got to swing.
Big swing for George, but he must do it. Okay.
It's going to hurt.
George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Ah! Watch out for that tree. George of the jungle lives a life that's free. Ah! Watch out for that tree. When he gets in a scrape, he makes his escape.
So, okay, I gotta ask, the intro, is that from the cartoon?
What?
The cartoon intro. Is that from the cartoon?
What? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The seizure intro? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was like, why is there not a flashing lights warning?
I almost had a seizure watching it. I was like, whoa, what's going on? George of the Jungle cartoon is very crude, early 60s animation. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're basically just explaining that he's a baby that got stuck in the jungle.
And to be honest, the number one most important thing of the George of the Jungle cartoon is the theme song of George of the Jungle. That's all anybody really remembers. Nobody cares about the cartoon because it was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden after this weird intro, it's just Leslie Mann in the jungle. She's like filming herself because she's on a solo expedition trip.
She's like the first influencer.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's got rich parents. She's out in the jungle and taking pictures of herself. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It actually checks out now. More, like, if I would have seen this in the 90s, I'd have been like, what the fuck is going on right now? But now I'm like, oh, this would work for her Instagram?
Pretty much, yeah. But she's taking like a traditional videotape of herself. And then all of a sudden her fiance Lyle just shows up and she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I tracked you here. Like, that's not creepy.
What are you doing here?
Oh, what kind of greeting is that to give your fiancé? Aren't you happy to see me?
Yeah, of course I am.
The jungle loves you. You're beautiful.
How did you find me?
Well, I just hired the 2 best trackers in the business.
No, not at all. And you're coming home tomorrow or right now.
Yeah, we need to go stay at the Hilton. This is garbage. And he has some fancy phone. I don't know. But right off the bat, he's just the worst. Like, he is...
Yeah, he is the worst person in the world.
Correct, sir.
And it's telegraphed that he came with those trackers are obviously poachers.
Right, because they start talking...
Clearly, they're dressed in all black.
Yeah, they start talking about, the legend of the white ape of the jungle.
Yeah, the white ape.
Oh my gosh. And, God, her fiance is just... His name is Lyle, for one thing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
pretty gross.
It's gross. And he's just so smarmy and just such a dickhole. Like, he's just the worst.
He's a racist, gross dickhole.
But I love all of the, like, the African guide people just fucking with him all the time.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Wait. So he knocks the guy off the bridge.
Oh,
and he tries to, like, buy him off with American goods. And he's just gross.
He's really gross. He's talking to them like, this is American. Like, okay.
And he tries to give him, like, a Polaroid camera that's 20 years old at this point.
If somebody doesn't speak English, speaking slower and louder to them is not going to make them understand what you're saying.
It doesn't typically help.
And these guys do speak English. So it's really awkward. And so all of a sudden he just decides he's gonna
go take her out to go find the white ape. We're gonna go find it right now, and then we're going home right now.
Right. And she's like, we're gonna get lost. And then all of a sudden they're, quote, attacked by a lion, but not really.
Yeah.
Because the lion is friendly, I guess? Sort of.
Friendly-ish. He's human adjacent.
Yeah, because then George swings in, and there's this really weird scene where he's, like, play fighting with the lion, sort of.
Yeah, he's just screwing around with the lion.
But he's able to swoop up Ursula, and he thinks that Ursula is a dude.
He's a dude, yeah.
He's like, because he's never seen a lady, so
hey, fella.
What a strange looking fella. Because he basically runs Ursula into a tree, so she passes out.
Well, to him, having long hair doesn't necessarily make you a dude, because he has long hair.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then there's a weird scene where Lyle decides he's gonna fake the attack, and he's rubbing like berries all over himself.
Well, to him, it's good enough to just never marry Ursula at the same time. Like, oh, she got lost in the bush.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go marry somebody else and fuck this shit.
But he's searching for her, though.
That was the mistake. He searched a little too hard.
Yeah, and he also, it's like he doesn't want to seem like he's a pussy, basically, because he's like, oh god, there was 2 lions, and da-da-da-da.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be a man.
And this was the part that was weird, is he kept saying, my girlfriend was attacked, my girlfriend, and I'm like, I thought she was your fiance. You kept calling her your fiance earlier.
Until you're married, she still is your girlfriend.
Yes, but no. Earlier in the movie, he kept making a point to say fiance, and then all of a sudden he was like, my girlfriend. No, it was weird.
Well, the more lost she gets, the less married he is.
So then Ursula wakes up, and she freaks out because the ape or the gorilla that's in there is like talking to her and feeding her breakfast, and she just starts screaming and freaks out.
I thought at first that the ape was supposed to be like a grandma, and it freaked me out. I was like, oh my god, that thing is freaky and scary and gross.
No, it's just a dude. But then she passes out again.
And George licks her without her consent.
Yeah, and stares at her tits.
Rape.
And then the, ape tells him, oh, it's the female of your species.
He's like, oh. And then he really would have done, in reality, worse, but he didn't.
No. He's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy.
That's the whole thing, is George is a good guy.
So then we meet the elephant dog, Pet Shep, who barks for some reason. This is, I think, where I have a problem.
No, I love it. It's great.
No.
Because then they're riding him off into the sunset to find Lyle, and then this is the kind of stuff that I really like, because it cuts to he has this giant milk bone, and the narrator's like, the milk bone is too much.
Yeah.
Let's just cut
it out. That's too dumb.
They leaned into it really hard, which I really like. And I did really like this scene where there's a cute little monkey that's telling George his problems. And this is where Ursula's falling in love with George.
So he kind of tells the monkey to chase off the lion, and the lion does the performance for him.
Yeah,
and
I love this part. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, this is actually really cute and sweet.
It's very cute and sweet. And Ursula's like, oh my god.
And it's like an odd... Because this movie's not really cute and sweet, but this is one of the odd cute and sweet
scenes. But there are several cute and sweet scenes.
I wouldn't say several. There's maybe one or two, and this is one of them.
What happened? Where are the monkeys? Where? There? How many? That many? Lots of monkey. Then what happened? Tell George more. No. Little monkeys say other monkeys call little monkey runt. Not let little monkey play games.
Poor thing. Hi, monkey. Hi. You okay? No.
But they nail it with this. And that's the point which tips the scales of why this movie's not shitty, is that this scene actually wins. It does a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because this could go horribly wrong, a la 50 Inspector Gadget scenes.
No, but it's just really sweet when George is listening to him. He's making the faces. He's like, "Okay, tell me. Oh my God, what happened?"
But it's clear afterwards exactly what's happening with the little monkey doing the thing. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Well, then there's a part where George and the lion wink at each other, and it's really stupid.
I love that.
And then George is asking Ape, how do I make Ursula my mate? And he starts giving him all this weird advice about, how an ape would... The complete wrong way, basically.
He's telling him how to do it as an ape.
Right. And does he know that this is the wrong way?
I feel like he does.
Because at first he's like, yeah, I'm sure she won't be able to resist that.
Yeah.
He's like...
And he's just fucking with him.
Yeah.
And so she's under the waterfall, super horny, and he does that.
And she's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. I'm out of here. I'm not horny anymore.
And then there's what I think is the second super sweet scene where he's like, we should dance. And she's like, no, I'm too embarrassed. And he doesn't understand the concept of being embarrassed.
Ursula, want to dance?
Oh, no. Thanks. I'd be too embarrassed.
What mean embarrassed?
That's when you feel stupid in front of other people. You know, like they're judging you. You've never felt that?
No. There are no other people.
Good point.
George not feel stupid. Sometimes George smash into a tree. And sometimes... Sometimes George fall in a treehouse. But not feel stupid. Something good always happen after.
And then they're dancing, and it's super sweet. And I'm like, oh my God, young Brendan Fraser is such a cutie.
I don't really recall her dancing, but he dances.
No, she danced a little bit. She got into a little bit. But it was a very sweet scene. I liked it.
And she gives him her ring as a juju gift.
Because he has a crocodile or alligator tooth, and she's like...
Crocodile tooth.
Crocodile tooth, and she's like, here, have this ring I got from a box.
Yeah. I've had it since I was 10. I actually pulled it out of my box. Smell it. Wow.
And as he's like jumping around, all I kept thinking was, God, wouldn't you just see his dongle just flopping about all over the place? Not like he has underwear on.
She's not about the dongle.
No, she would see it
Her
constantly.
friend is about the dongle.
Constantly.
Later on. But then the bad guys show up.
Yeah, Lyle finds Ursula. And there's a weird scene where he, like, shoots George.
Well, because the fucking guide was fucking with him, and instead of giving him the lighter, he gave him a real gun.
Well, no, he got confused. He was like, I don't know which one is which. Here's
He
this.
knew he was fucking with him.
Yeah. Maybe.
He was trying to get him to shoot himself, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. But he shoots George, so she leaves Lyle in the jungle.
Well, Lyle got arrested.
Which, okay, the lineup scene was really funny.
Yeah, because those guys were cracking up
because he's the only white guy, and he's like, I never forget a face.
Yeah.
Secretly one of the funniest parts of the movie.
That was secretly one of the funniest parts of the movie.
So Ursula's just taking him back to the States.
You're going to get the best medical care. He's already fine.
Yeah, he's totally fine. He just got, like, shot in the shoulder or something. So she lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, she's rich as fuck.
Because her dad owns a bank or something.
Yeah. And we get the limo scene where he's typical fish out of water in the city in the limo doing doing his calls, and he hits a van with his face to the watch out for that truck. Okay, so in the morning after he takes a shower and her friend comes over and he's naked, also very funny. The dick humor? Yeah.
Very funny part of the movie.
She's like, can I take him?
Well, yeah, her friend is like, oh, you don't want him? I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll fuck him. Wait, I gotta look up and see who that lady is. I swear I recognize her from something else.
I looked her up.
Oh, nothing? Okay.
And not really much of anything, but she looked very... You know who she looks like? She looks like a relative of Catherine Hahn.
You're right. That's 100%
She's like
right.
a poor person's Catherine Hahn.
Right, which back in the day, there was no Catherine Hahn.
Right,
so.
but that's why you're thinking... Because I thought the same thing.
You're right. Okay, fair enough.
I was like, man...
I forgot to look her up earlier because she's very forgettable.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who is that lady? And she's been in just a bunch of TV stuff.
Yeah,
like, she's not really super famous. Yeah. But I thought that was very funny. So she takes George to Neiman Marcus to get some clothes.
And he's like, oh, I look very good in Armani.
Very funny. Also very funny. Pretty sure everybody looks good in Armani.
And we get the little scene where George's friends miss him. You get the ape. I hate that he's called Ape. Fucking hate it.
That could be better. But it's like having a dog called Dog. I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Ape and Shep and Tuki. They're all just a shambles. Everything's falling apart without George.
Yes, it is. And then Ursula's like, I have to go to work. Stay in my house. Also, this part...
And watch TV.
Might be one of my favorite parts. Because George sees a commercial for coffee will bring you together. He's like, I need to eat coffee. And he just starts shoveling coffee grounds. And he's like really hyper. He's like, Java. Okay, I'm going to go out into the street. I don't remember exactly
because the weatherman told him to go out into the street. Oh, that's right.
He's like, yeah, you, go outside.
But it's so reminiscent of, what's that damn movie with Amy Adams?
Enchanted?
Yeah, of the Enchanted scene where her dude... Where her dude from the
prince
other
guy.
room, the prince is in the thing watching TV. It's very reminiscent of that scene.
It's very funny.
Yeah, like they're both funny.
Okay, the TV scene in Enchanted, though, that is super funny.
Yeah, I know, but this is very much like that. And can you imagine, here you are, virgin jungle boy, and you just get all that coffee to the dome, what that would have felt like? Holy
You'd be dead. That's why...
No, you wouldn't be dead, but you would be fucked up on caffeine.
Yeah, because that's why he's like, Java.
Yeah,
And so then he sees the giant bridge, which I'm surprised they didn't film it in the Golden Gate Bridge, because that's like the San Francisco...
But is that bridge ropey?
Yeah.
I feel like no.
But he sees he decides he's going to climb the bridge, and then he sees a parasailer that's caught in the thing, and he's like, okay, I'm going to save this guy. And then Leslie Mann sees him on the TV, but she's able to get down there before anything happens, because there's no sense of time in this movie of how long it takes to travel anywhere.
Right, of course. Although in San Francisco takes forever to get anywhere.
It takes forever to get anywhere, because it's so crowded.
Yeah.
And then, so they're on the boat.
Is that bridge in the financial district?
I think so, yeah.
That's where she was, so maybe she could have actually gotten there.
Maybe. There's no sense of time.
Yeah.
Like, have they been in the city for a week?
God,
for
we gotta
one day?
do that. We gotta do that again.
We will.
Because we only explored, like...
And her mother sees her on the TV hugging Brendan Fraser, and she's like, mm-mm.
Oh, you were making out. Her mother thinks that she's been sucking Brendan Fraser's dick since the jungle.
Mm-hmm. And back in Africa, the poachers have...
they caught the talking ape.
Because they want to take him to Vegas, and he's able to tell Tuki Tuki, go find George. And then Tuki Tuki flies off.
All the way to San Francisco.
All the way to San Francisco. And so Ursula goes to tell her parents that she doesn't want to marry Lyle anymore.
The wedding is off, and her mom just is like, no, I don't think so. You're going to wait. He's going to get out. You're going to marry him. Fuck you.
George swings in and wrecks the cake, of course.
Right, and then there's this scene with him and horses and all these bitches just melting their panties together.
So this is what you were doing in the jungle, clever girl? Yeah. He swung me on vines and fed me coconut milk.
I knew it. He's not a real meatloaf, is he?
No. I mean, he's not brainy in that doctor, lawyer, banker way, but he has something else. He has a...
Sensual intelligence.
Sensual intelligence.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, because he's hot.
He has sensual intelligence.
He does have sensual intelligence. He's hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the ladies are like, oh my... And Leslie Mann is realizing like, oh my god, I love this guy.
No, not yet. She's still just like... She kind of got it. She was like, wait, maybe? No, it's still just George. It's just George.
Right. And at the party, Ursula's mom is trying to cockblock him.
He threatens him.
Well, she says, you know, you guys are two different species. Like,
she has stripes, you have spots.
Right. And so George is sad. And then back at the apartment, Tuki Tuki makes it to George and tells him.
He spills the beans.
Oh my god, Ape's in trouble. And he's like, oh my god, I gotta go. So he leaves the alligator tooth for Leslie.
Yeah, he does the juju swap.
Right. And leaves.
And Ursula realizes she loves him when she talks to the mom.
Yeah, because the mom is like, you've been head over heels from ever since you brought him. She's like, oh my god.
She's like, you've been fucking him this whole time. And she's like, no, I haven't.
Oh my god, you're right. I love him.
Yeah, I should be fucking him. You're right, Mom. And the dad's like, yeah, just go, bitch.
Yeah. And... So back in Africa, George is all of a sudden in Africa. I'm like, how'd you get to Africa?
He got UPS'd. That was one of the stupidest gags I've ever seen.
I know, but like, how did he pay for it?
And then he gets in his Nike.
Okay, yeah, he's doing a commercial for Nike. Like, slight, subtle product placement here.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of him running through the forest and through the...
Well, yeah, there's way too much running. He's just running through the jungle. Just
paddling
like,
a canoe. Like, he's all over the place. And they finally...
the paddling was ridiculous.
The paddling was great.
Upstream.
Like, I'm getting, like, World's Greatest Athlete vibes in here.
Well, World's Greatest Athlete vibes have reverberated throughout this entire movie.
Yeah. And...
With a lot less douchey, what's the guy's name?
The coach?
No, the actual World's Greatest Athlete guy.
The Shawn Michael Vincent?
Yeah, Jan Michael Vincent. Yeah. Ugh.
And so George gets back to the treehouse, and the guys, basically, the ape has taken them in a giant circle.
That is secretly hilarious. The ape is just fucking owning these guys. He's farting in their faces. He's fucking with them constantly, like, oh no, you don't think that we would have done this, do you?
Oh, here's a banana peel.
Here's a banana peel you slipped and broke your face on.
Yeah, and then there's the fight scene between George and the goons, and, you know, it's got it all. It's got giant wedgies. It's got, you know, a toucan elephant trunk bazooka shot to the ass, which is amazing, by the way.
Right. And before that, there's the kidnapper fight, which is really good. The narrator fight.
Oh, yeah, where the guy's like, shut up, and he's like, I don't like you.
I don't like you.
Normally I don't like that kind of stuff.
No, but it's funny in this.
It's very funny in this movie.
And then Ursula swings in the middle of the fight.
Yep, and I'm like, that was fast. You must have flown, some sort of crazy jet.
Well, she's rich as fuck. She could have got a private jet the whole way.
Yeah, because she went real fast. Real fast. And then after they get the goons, then all of a sudden Lyle shows up and he's like the leader of some weird cult.
Which checks out. I mean, he escaped from their prison and, you know, a smart guy can easily take over a small sect of people.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to kidnap you, Ursula.
Yeah, I'm capturing you. You're going to marry me because I have the power to marry us.
The elephant and the apes are able to get all the mercenaries and free George. George chases after Ursula and Lyle. And there's a crazy riverboat scene where they're going over this waterfall or all this stuff. And George essentially, the part where he's swinging, and he's swinging so far and so fast, it sounds like a fucking jet engine.
Yeah, he becomes a jumbo jet.
It's hilarious. It's very funny.
It is.
But he saves Ursula. And we don't know exactly what happens to Lyle.
No. He ends up in the boat with an ape that's about to rape him.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's about to get... Lyle's about to find out what apes are all about.
Yeah. And then George and Ursula get married. And there's like everybody flew over for the wedding outside the tree house, apparently. And it's all happy. And then they have a baby.
And his bitch mom is still... Or her bitch mom is still bitching.
But she's, like, getting down with the ape. No, there was a scene where they were dancing together in the thing. But, yeah, no, it was cute. And that's the end of the movie.
It's so cute.
I thought it was cute.
I think I know why the doghouse at the moon. I sing when I'm with you.
It's cute.
Are you going to order that now?
Yeah.
You got any awards?
I do. So I'm going to, my first award is a Charlize Theron Memorial Blonde Bimbo Ape Award.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To Leslie Mann.
From Mighty Joe Young, is that what it is?
My Mighty Joe Young Award goes to Leslie Mann.
Oh my God.
As a lady who loves the apes and nature and is inexplicably in love with the animals.
Wow. I had a award for debatable quotes. Is it funny, stupid, or genius? Bad guy falls in poop. Classic element of physical comedy.
Oh, no, that's always funny.
Yes. Very funny. That was actually one of my favorite lines of the movie. Okay, what else you got?
So I have the Peter Pan Dickhole Award for Lyle.
I have the same one.
Who wouldn't? Why wouldn't you? He's terrible and he's a total dickhole.
He's such a dickhole. He's literally the worst. And I just don't, why would she even agree to marry this guy in the first place? That's the thing that it doesn't check out to me.
He's rich. Oh my goodness, he's rich.
But you're already rich.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
It's just...
Oh, my mom wants me to marry him. Oh.
That was the one part of the movie that I was like, this doesn't check out. She's like a cool chick and she's gonna marry this guy? No.
Doesn't make sense.
No. I had a Princess Giselle perfect casting for Brendan Fraser because he really does make this movie. he's the titular character, but I think with anybody else it just wouldn't have worked as well.
I have the Heffalump Lumpy Award also for Lyle because I just hate him so much.
Because you hate him that much?
I'm just like, fuck this guy. He's annoying. Every scene that he's in is annoying and boring.
Well, because he's just a smarmy, he's just...
And he gets worse the more the movie goes on. So fuck that guy.
He's pretty bad. I also wanted to give out a Cloris Leachman Inappropriately Horny Award to every other woman in this entire movie.
That's a good one.
I want to fuck Brendan Fraser right now.
So, I'll round this out to make it a little bit more even. I'll give the Swiss Family Award to the goddamn lion scene, which went on way too fucking long and just bored me. And made me think this movie was going to be terrible.
I can kind of see why you say that, but I don't know. And the last one I had was another one I made up. It is the... Damn, I really remember this trailer award because I can hear it in my head where the guy is literally saying the lovely Ursula, and he's talking about this whole trailer, and then there's a scene where the fucking bird is on an airplane and the flight attendant is like, here's your drink, Mr. Tukey. And he's like, Tukey, Tukey. That's why I kept saying Tukey, Tukey. Because there was a scene where the bird is on a fucking airplane.
Which is awesome. I love that.
Another mimosa, Mr. Tukey Tukey?
Tukey, Tukey. And so it's one of those trailers that I'm like, I remember hearing this so clearly in my head.
I could see that. I wish that scene was in the movie, actually. That would be...
Like, we should watch the trailer after so you can see what I'm talking about.
Well, I guarantee you I've seen the trailer, but we'll watch it.
I remember the guy saying, like, go find George. And I just, like, there's all the lines. You're right. I love him. Like, all these lines. I'm like, oh, the trailer. Like, it's one of those movies that's very clearly sticking in my head.
Gotcha.
And that's all I got.
All right. Do you have a biggest surprise or disappointment?
For how much of the fourth wall breaking is in this movie, of, like, them talking to the narrator, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, that's a George of the Jungle...
Yeah, I
don't... Normal thing.
But I don't remember it for this movie. And I've seen this movie several times, and I guess I just didn't remember. I knew it was kind of silly, but I guess I just didn't remember how ridiculous it is.
Fair enough. I just didn't like the dog-elephant thing. I just don't like it. Don't care for it. I like dogs. I like elephants. They're different people. Different. Some are stripes, some are spots.
Would you remake this movie? Would you make a sequel? Apparently there is a sequel on disneyplus.
No, I absolutely would not. This can stand alone. Stand alone. Be your own. Be yourself.
I agree.
Be alone. Be yourself. I'm only doing this because I didn't bring up any of my sheets.
I got you. Do you have any final thoughts?
It's a really stupid movie. Really stupid.
But it's good fun. It's fun.
Did you need to interrupt me?
No, sorry.
It's a really, really, really stupid movie. But it's really funny enough to be entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we have.
It's stupid, good fun. For all ages.
Stupid, good fun. Stupid, good fun.
Did you get a budget?
I did. Did you?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You're the budget person, dickhole.
It's $55 million. And they made $174,463,000.
Yeah, which I am shocked that they actually did well at this. I would have guessed that this would have been a box office nightmare.
I mean, I don't know. It's clearly they played the trailer a lot because I remember it so much. So clearly their advertising worked.
You okay?
Yeah, just had a little bit of gas.
Okay.
Just aping over here. Don't worry.
What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh God, it has to be horrible. It's got to be rotten. I'm going to say
it's got to be horrible.
Yeah. I'm going to say like a 44%.
Surprisingly, no. With the critics, it's 55, and with the people, it's 41. So you kind of bit off, but I don't think that's completely unfair.
I'm just saying, I love this movie. I think it's great.
But you're also like the right age for the right time.
I think it's funny.
Okay, fair. Well, it is funny.
Even as now, I think it's just great. It's a lot of fun.
So, if you had to give this movie a score, what would you give it?
I really like this movie. I think it's very fun. I would watch anytime. I gave it a 70%, or 7 out of 10 oddly sexual Disney moments. Because there were a lot of sexual moments.
There were a lot of sexual moments.
A lot.
So I gave it a 61. I wanted to make sure it was just fresh, but it's not a good movie, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's not, but it makes you smile.
Good enough for me, good enough for you, good enough for everybody.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah.
And now, it's time for Kat's favorite part of the podcast.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know what happened there with all of those little things on your sheet.
So we got number 413.
Oh, yikes. This is very new.
This is spanking new.
Oh, God. I hope it's not what I'm...
What do you think it is?
It's not Lightyear, is it? I really don't want to watch that movie.
It is not Lightyear.
Okay.
From 2021, it is Jungle Cruise.
Okay. All right. So we're going to revisit The Rock.
The Rock. But now he's like, The Rock.
I'm cool, Rock.
Like, he's now Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he's
cool
not The
Dwayne
Rock
Johnson.
anymore. He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. He's
so,
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I honestly...
So this is based on the ride, I guess.
The ride, which we've been at Disneyland and Disney World, haven't gone on it together. I've been on it. So this is interesting because...
Is this the one that's the dinosaurs in Disney World?
No.
Oh.
No. This is like Jungle Cruise. Like, it's literally you're on a boat.
I'm on a motherfucking boat.
But...
So is this going to be like Anaconda with Ice Cube?
Probably more Disneyfied. But
okay.
I don't honestly remember hearing good or bad reviews about this movie.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything because...
But I'm pretty sure...
It was pandemic and released in movie theaters somehow?
Yeah, and I think that...
Was it like the first movie released in movie theaters in the pandemic? Yeah, I think that might be right.
And I'm pretty sure Emily Blunt is also in it.
Smoke a blunt
John
with
Krasinski's
Emily
wife.
Blunt. Do you think she has her accent or is she American?
I think she has her accent.
I bet she does too.
But, and I think The Rock plays like the skipper captain guy.
Oh, no, he definitely plays the captain guy. Based on the trailers that I've... Or not trailers, but
posters.
like commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't remember hearing any negative or positive reviews about this movie.
That means it sucks.
I don't know, because I feel like I would have seen something like, Disney's latest movie sucks.
Yeah, but this is like the kind of movie that sucks, but nobody talks about it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll watch Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. So in the meantime, if you'd like to like, subscribe, review...
5 stars. Yeah, send us an email.
disneyoddpod@gmail.com. All the good things, all the good vibes, whatever you want.
Good vibes only.
Not really, though, because that's bullshit.
We be vibing.
Yeah, no, we really don't. But yeah, I mean, it's all good, whether you hate us or not.
You hate us because you anus.
That's right. Cat got it. In the meantime, this has been Disney Odd Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm Dee.
Bye! Strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree.
He puts the lotion on.
I say button. Who's got the button? That's from Alice in Wonderland.
Button.
You need to fix your mic, because mine is straight on me. Yours is at an angle. That's the problem.
Well, mine should be at an angle. I kind of sit like this.
Okay.
But yes, we will get the directional mics with the fundage.
I mean, it ended up being fine. When I edited it, ended up being fine.
Yeah,
but
we
it's just uncomfortable sometimes during the recording.
We have needed the directional mics for a long time.
I know.
So that we can look at each other while we do this. So otherwise we'd be at a table facing away, and then these would be fine.
Fucking doodle. I've been locked up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was out. Well, watch out for that tree.
I don't...
Use the coaster.
It's just so sketch.
It is not sketch at all for what you're putting on it. Yeah, it's so much better. It makes no noise at all.
Ding.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.